Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Easy Danshari. My name is Bryan. This is a channel where I'll be sharing and recording my experience about the concept of Danshari or minimalism, aka I guess. And in terms of action, it's literally just declutter for a better life. So how did I know about the concept of Danshari? I actually know about this concept from my friend and also my mentor, Miss Liu, who practices Danshari. According to her, Danshari is about you and your current life. It means that keeping the things that matters to you right now and send the other ones away, so these items can find their better life. I had the opportunity to visit her once. It was amazing how clean her house looked. And really question myself, hey Bryan, maybe you should really need to kind of gather your life together. So at first, I really appreciate the fact that she explained what Danshari to me, but I was kind of hesitating, should I really try this out? What really made me want to actually practice Danshari is actually during the coronavirus time, the quarantine. So the story is that I visited my grandparents in a village in China in 2020 Chinese New Year time. So what happened was that I was actually forced into the minimalist lifestyle during the quarantine. I was not expecting this. I only brought very limited items with me, basically things that I can fit into my backpack and things I was wearing at that time. At first, I thought it was going to be a terrible experience, but it turned out that my 40-some days of minimalist experience in the village was actually great. Without all these material things that's kind of distracting me, I spent more time with my big family, collecting eggs and picking veggies from our farm, exercising with my cousins, and also playing mahjong with my aunts. Life was just kind of great. And at the same time, I was kind of developing my Bryan's philosophy. Well, I was literally just start thinking about my life and reflecting on my previous material life. So I asked myself a couple questions. Am I really enjoying having all of these material goods? Do I really need all of these material possessions? A lot of time when people are thinking about some question like this, they will have a little angel on one side and a little devil on the other side. They were kind of presenting the arguments from both sides. But for me, it was a different story. There was just only one little Bryan just yelling and screaming at me, saying that, "Oh, Bryan, do you still remember that whole closet of Hollister clothes that you purchased back in high school? And it's been sitting there for like 5 to 6 years. And Bryan, do you still remember that fancy Clarisonic face brusher for your acne skin? But how many times did you really use that?" So these little arguments from the little Bryan really kind of just wake me up, I really need to get my life together, and I should definitely try out this minimalist lifestyle. So now I am back to the stay in my home. Instead of just thinking, I can actually apply my philosophy into action. What I decided about starting my minimalist lifestyle is that I am going to start with my clothes, which is the thing that I own the most. The way how I declutter my clothes is that I use a 3-step method. The first one is just taking out all of the clothes, and the second one is sort them, and the third one is properly handle them. So for the first step, I basically just take out all of my clothes, just every piece of clothes that I can find in my room, and place them on my bed so I can actually sort them. Now, the second step of sorting them, I actually apply the fundamental rule of Danshari, which is basically asking myself, based on my answer to these two little questions, I'll kind of sort them into 3 different piles. The first pile is that if I answer no to these questions, I don't want to keep them. And the second pile is basically that if I answer yes to them, and I definitely want to keep them. And the third pile is for things that I am not sure about. So after sorting them into 3 piles, I can actually start properly handling these 3 piles of clothes. Now for the first pile that I definitely don't want it and I don't want to keep, some of them are in great condition. I decide to either give them to my cousin, or I can sell them on the second-hand product platform such as Letgo and Craigslist. You know, basically turning my clutter into cash. Who doesn't like cash? And for the ones that I don't know what to do with them and no one is actually taking them, I basically recycle them in the textile recycling bins in my area. Now, for the pile of clothes that I definitely want to keep, they go back right into my wardrobe. There's no question about it, it's pretty simple. It gets a little bit interesting for the pile of clothes that I am not sure about. You know, I believe that minimalism doesn't happen overnight. It is a process. It's a lifelong journey that I am prepared for. So what I do about these unsure items, that I put them in a box or container. The idea about putting things in that box is that if I really want a piece of outfit in that box, I would definitely take it out, you know, and they can go back to my wardrobe. If I have not visited that box in maybe like a couple of weeks or a couple of months, then I know that I am going to declutter them. Now, I really want to emphasize on the part that minimalism or Danshari is about you and your current life. You do not have to pressure yourself about declutter everything at once. You can do this in couple sessions. One of my minimalist friends also warned me to not declutter everything at once because I might kind of go out and purchase more just to replenish these things back. And after decluttering 3 boxes of my clothes, I realized that I no longer need these 2 gigantic, huge monster being of wardrobes in my bedroom, because that all my clothes can fit into the closet that's pre-built in my bedroom. So I removed these 2, and this allows me to bring in more stuff that I really enjoy, including the plant and the sunlight, basically. Decluttering my clothes is really just the first page of my minimalist journey. I'll be sharing more of my journey in the future videos. If you like this video, you can comment below and share your thoughts on minimalism or Danshari. You can also hit like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.